What's happening, people? I hope you're all well. So I'm out here previewing Spain versus England, and normally boxing is my remit, but listen, at the end of the day, you've got to be able to talk about multiple topics. So Spain versus England, it's the Euros 2004 final, and when I'm previewing this and looking at who I think is going to win, well, first things first, for those who are into a spot of betting, you know, I haven't got time to make a betting video for this, but it's an interesting fact that neither side has kept a clean sheet since the group stage. So if I was a betting man, I would definitely look at the markets for both teams to score. And when I last checked on Paddy Power, I believe it was pretty much even markets. So you could pretty much get 50-50 on each side. So I would definitely look at the markets for that. But with regards to who's actually going to win the fight, with regards to who's actually going to win the match, I would look at the fact that it's a case of who really wants it more, as well as the technical skill aspects of the game, because England don't tend to reach finals. So if anyone's going to turn up, I would say that it is England. Anyone's going to turn up wanting it a little bit more, I would say it's England. And with that, because you often see this, I don't know if any of you watch like the Carling Cup. I don't know what the Carling Cup's called these days, but you'll get like some small town team. And I always remember Luton versus Liverpool. And Luton turned up, and I think they were like winning the game 3-1. They ended up losing 5-3. But sometimes these smaller teams, or these teams that are just not expected to win, they'll turn up and they'll turn the bigger team on its head early on. And normally what will happen is it'll take the bigger team a bit of a second, it'll take them a minute just to sort of think, wow, these lot are coming for me. Because normally in a game of football, you'll feel each other out, you will sort of, you know, pass the ball around, get into your tempo. But when these smaller teams come up against the bigger teams, sometimes these smaller teams aren't trying to pass no ball around. They're just trying to set a high tempo and let you know we are here. And often that can catch the bigger team off guard, and you often see bigger teams 1 goal down, 2 goals down. And then as the game unfolds, the smaller team can't keep the pace of the tempo that they have set. So yeah, I think England tend to play at a high tempo anyway. England these days tend to play at a high tempo. And so I think that having a high tempo may actually suit England here, because Spain, historically and typically speaking, don't really play a high tempo. Spain like to use the ball as its weapon, whereas England tend to use athleticism, pushing play. I think that Spain's style suits a longer match, but England's style, if they turn up wanting it a little bit more and they set a high tempo early against a team that likes to move the ball around, I think that England could find themselves 1 goal up, 2 goals up. I can see that happening. But what England really need to do here is score enough goals. England need to score enough goals in the first half, so it's almost a mountain to climb for Spain, because Spain do not have the speed. Spain need to use the ball. But I'm telling you, if England are 3 goals, for England to win this, they can't be 2 goals up at half time. For England to win this, they need to be 3 goals up at half time, because I'm anticipating England letting a couple of goals in the second half due to nervous energy and fatigue. I'm anticipating that. I'm anticipating England letting in a few goals in the second half due to fatigue and due to nervous energy, and due to just not having the composure. England, typically speaking, don't have the best composure, but you know, Harry Kane, if Harry Kane starts, that's an interesting selection, because typically speaking, if I'm looking at a team that doesn't necessarily rely on athleticism and speed and sharp play like Spain, I would normally say, yeah, put a Harry, no, I would normally, sorry, excuse me, I would normally say no, do not use a player like Harry Kane. You're better off using a player like Raheem Sterling. You're better off using players with a bit of zip. You're better off using players even like, you know, players with speed like Rashford or what's his name, Vardy in his Vardy when he was a bit younger, players like that. You're better off using players with a bit of speed to offset the team that lacks the high-paced tempo. That's normally what I would say. But with Harry Kane, you know, being a player who doesn't need speed, he's able to score free kicks. He's got the dead ball specialist mentality. And Harry Kane, if he's got fast players to his side, and you've got other players like Walker, who, you know, you've got your left back. You got the Spaniard left back. He's focusing on the winger. He's focusing on the right winger, and then you've got players like Kyle Walker, who can run ahead of the Spanish left back and the England right winger, because these wingers on the England team are going to be man marked. But that gives an opportunity, if you're ambitious enough and you are a player like Kyle Walker, who's got zip, who's got strength, who can knock a team off balance, you have a player there who can turn from a right back into a right wing back, and you can get a player to support Harry Kane waiting in the centre. If you can do that, then Harry Kane, having a player who's not the quickest up front is okay. But if you've got a player up front who relies on wing support because he can't run himself, and those wingers are man marked, then you are essentially nullified. So if Harry Kane's going to be starting in the centre, he needs not only wing support, he needs support from the right backs and the left backs to put those balls into the box. But saying that, when I'm previewing this game, I think there is going to be goals, and I think there is going to be goals from both sides. And when I'm previewing this game, I see England starting fast. When I'm previewing this, I see Spain. You see, sometimes when you've been there so many times and you've been the best team in the world in recent times, you don't have the same drive as a team that's always fell short. So I am anticipating a game where England score probably first. In fact, do you know what? If I was to put my life savings on any team scoring first, it'd be England. However, the one danger that I see, if England score first, it's still a game on. If Spain score first, I think there's a big chance there becomes an early drought, an early onslaught rather, from Spain, and England could find themselves in trouble. I think there's more danger of the game being lost in the first half if Spain score first for England. If Spain score first and then another goal goes in, I think it's game over. If England go 2 up, I think it's still game on. So England need to be leading this game by 3-0 at half time for me to not back with a glass of wine and say, do you know what, let's change the channel to something else. We already know what's going to happen here. Anyway, what do you think about what I have spoken about here? Who's going to win the game? England or Spain? You let me know. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, hit the notification bell so you get a notification when I make a new video. If you are watching this on my boxing channel, then make sure you subscribe to my sports channel. Link for that is in the description. And with that, enjoy the rest of your day. See you on the next one.